The protesters in Masimba area blocked the main highway connecting the capital, Nairobi, to the coastal city of Mombasa. The area governor said the local communities are getting frustrated by the loss of human lives to wildlife in the area that borders the national park. There are unconfirmed reports that the protester threw stones at a lorry that was carrying the officers. It will be recalled that the road is crucial for East Africa's economy as it links the port of Mombasa to landlocked countries such as Uganda, South Sudan, and Rwanda. Residents of Beira City in the central Mozambique province of Sofala have called for protection of local cemeteries and made reports of vandalism of graves at the Mangalin Cemetery. More than 50 graves have been vandalized in the past month. Reports say the criminals are removing copper crucifixes and other metallic objects from the graves. The traditional ruler who is responsible for the cemetery, Mr. Fernando Jam, said the act of desecration have been taking place in broad daylight. This is the World at Noon, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation. Ileawie Okebanle Oshobo, Voice of the West, now amid this message. Squeeze your big vision into a small container. Do not allow some small minds put you down for thinking big. This said a gunman who killed 3 employees and a patient at an Oklahoma hospital was targeting the surgeon who performed his back surgery. Police named the victims as Dr. Stephanie Uzen, Dr. Preston Phillips, Amanda Glenn, and William Love at a news conference. The suspect died of self-inflicted gunshot wounds. Information has it that he had purchased a semi-automatic AR-15 style rifle just hours before the shooting and was also armed with a round gun. Police said Tulsa Police Chief Mr. Wendell Franklin said the man blamed Dr. Phillips for ongoing pain following the surgery he received at St. Francis Hospital on the 19th of May. Mr. Franklin said that after his release from hospital, the suspect called several times over several days, complaining of pain and wanting additional treatment. He added that a letter recovered from the crime scene made it clear the suspect came in with the intent to kill Dr. Phillips and anyone who got in his way. U.S. President Mr. Joe Biden has said the U.S. should ban hazard-style weapons and high-capacity magazines to tackle the carnage of gun violence. Mr. Biden spoke after a string of mass shootings in the country. In a primetime speech to the nation from the White House, Mr. Biden said too many everyday places in America had become killing fields. He said if Congress could not outlaw such weapons, it should seek to raise the age to buy them from 18 to 21. The U.S. President also called for expanding federal background checks and nationwide red flag laws which allow law enforcement to remove weapons from anyone deemed dangerous. But the prospect for Congress passing any gun control measures look uncertain, and the U.S. Supreme Court could instead be poised to expand Americans' gun rights in a landmark case that justices are considering. His remarks come in the wake of mass shootings in Buffalo, New York, Uvalde, Texas, and Tulsa, Oklahoma. Even as he prepared to speak, multiple people were shot in an attack at a cemetery in Racine, Wisconsin. Rescue workers in Colombia are working around the clock to save 14 coal miners who have been trapped deep underground since Monday. The report says the men were caught up after an explosion thought to have been caused by a buildup of gases ripped through a tunnel. The blast's expensive wave hit one miner on the face who has since died from the burns it sustained. Information has it that mining accidents are not uncommon in Colombia, with 148 deaths recorded in 2021. Relatives of the miners have been holding a vigil by the banks of a little stream not far from the mine entrance. The rescue work has also been hampered by a buildup of gas as well as heavy rains. Colombia's Civil Defense Force said it was working around the clock to free the miners. Australian sitcom actor Mr. Robert Hooks will be freed from jail and deported to the UK after serving a sentence for child sexual abuse. Mr. Hooks found fame for his lead role in Australian TV show Hey Dad, which aired in more than 20 countries from 1987. In 2014, he was convicted of a string of child sexual offences which he denied against girls in the 1980s and 1990s. The 73-year-old was granted parole by Australian authorities. Having renounced his Australian citizenship, the British national will be deported to the UK, where he will live with his wife upon his release from prison. Mr. Hooks has been eligible for parole for more than 2 years, but has twice been denied freedom over concerns about his risk to the community. UK authorities, who have been informed of his impending release and deportation, have also since confirmed he will be monitored. He will be released no later than 14th of June. And now again are the highlights of the world at noon. The government, through the Minister of Police Affairs in conjunction with Inspector General Police Usman Alkali Baba, has launched the Police Specialized Services Automation Project to institutionalize transparency and accountability and entrench quality service delivery within the Nigeria Police Force. Citizens of Beira City in the central Mozambican province of Sofala have called for protection of local cemeteries amid reports of vandalism of graves. Police have said a gunman who killed 3 employees and a patient at an Oklahoma hospital was targeting the surgeon who performed his back surgery. Rescue workers in Colombia are working around the clock to save 14 coal miners who have been trapped deep underground since Monday. That was the world at noon, edited by Olushola Ekwadofo and delivered by Samuel Babale. In today's news talk, guest writer Michael Agbojo chronicles what brings about brain drain in the country and its attendant consequences on the Nigerian nation.
Mass exodus of skilled or professional workers from the shores of their fatherland to seek for greener pastures in other countries. Over the years, Nigeria, as the giant of Africa nations in terms of economy and politics, has been facing this ugly situation, which has become worrisome and highly devastating. This issue has affected most sectors of Nigerian economy, namely education, health, industrial, oil and gas, sports and youth development, among others. Investigation revealed that Nigeria has lost most of our competent and highly skilled workers to countries like USA, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Germany, Canada and others. Going by the statistics, over 35% of the workforce in the ivory tower in Nigeria have left this country to look for better working conditions elsewhere. A number of factors are responsible for this, including unsatisfactory working conditions, poor enumeration, non-availability of working tools, lack of incentive and motivation on the parts of the government and employer of labor, delay in promotion, and some other salient factors. Looking at these issues critically, quite a number of changes has happened to the country. For instance, the educational sector. What is going on between the federal government and the university lecturers also is something of great concern. As it is now, some lecturers have decided to leave their job in Nigeria for better ones abroad due to nonchalant attitude of the government to their plight. The consequences of brain drain syndrome are numerous, ranging from reduction in the working population, non-availability of competent and experienced workers, low productivity, dethroning and worsening economy, increase in capital flights, balance of payment deficits, bad image to the country before the international communities, among others. Newstalk is of the opinion that to arrest this situation, all hands must be on deck. The government, individuals, corporates, institutions, and other stakeholders must be involved. There is a need for conducive and better working environment to be provided for all workers in Nigeria. Besides this, skilled workers should be well motivated in terms of their salaries, allowances, and other fringe benefits which they are entitled to. Also, they should be promoted regularly and be given manpower in terms of going for local and overseas training, attending workshops, seminars, and others, so that they will be developed professionally, so as to check and bring the brain drain syndrome to the barest minimum.
That news talk on brain drain and its attendant consequences in the Nigerian nation was put together by guest writer Michael Agbojo. The piece stressed that the menace has affected in no small measure all sector of the Nigerian economy. It was presented by Olushala Igbodo. For more stories, you can visit our website osbcng.org. Thanks for listening. Good afternoon.
It's entertaining. It's educating. Really informative. Quantitative news as it breaks. It's OSBC Radio 2.